Because of the Dead Sea Scrolls and other research, we're finding apocalypse upon apocalypse. We have the apocalypse of Daniel in the Old Testament and the apocalypse of John in the New. But we have many, many other apocalypses now. We have the apocalypse of Enoch, and that's 5 major books written over at least 3 or 4 centuries. Major, major compositions. I call these the Einsteins of antiquity. These were Jewish geniuses, and this was a pinnacle in world culture. And in many sense, we have lost the art of symbolic language. They mastered it. Jesus knew it. It was lost with the wars that we will see coming up. I call the apocalypses the dream literature of antiquity. They give us hope. They give us the concept of a Messiah, the anointed one of God. They talk about God's promises. You can see Christianity is the movement from Judaism that talks about visions and dreams and promises, so that you can talk about, like the author of Revelation, I saw a new heaven. I saw a new earth. And when Christians around the world gather and say, and he shall come again, that is an apocalyptic vision, an apocalyptic dream. Now, Aristotle could not argue that dreams are just nonsense. He says, yes, they bring messages, but for Aristotle, he wanted to say a dream was a nonsense. He says a dream is a way of continuing to think when we're sleeping, Aristotle. Of course, you're very much aware that Freud is the one who told us most about dreams. What did he say in dream psychology? One day, said Freud, I discovered to my amazement that the popular view grounded in superstition, and not the medical one, comes nearer to the truth about dreams. Dreams have a meaning. We have learned that dreams reveal unpleasantness about ourselves and our world. I had a nightmare. You had a dream. There are a relationship between dreams and abnormalities. There's a correlation between sleep and wakefulness. Can you really say your mind went to sleep? That means you're dead. Your mind is working all the time. Most importantly, we've learned that dreams show you something that is deep symbolically. It is this dimension of human reality that Jesus will grasp onto and pass on to the world. Yes, Christianity inherits the apocalyptic side of Judaism, the apocalypse that gives us hope, the apocalypse that talks about coming of a Messiah, and the apocalypse that says there's a resurrection of the dead. All of that developed by Jews with an apocalyptic thought. Yes, Jesus was influenced by apocalypticism. The third key development is, when did Greek influence get there? 30 to 50 years ago, we said, Judaism was a protected religion. There were barriers, there were walls written around the Torah. The Bible was never influenced by Greek thought. And now we know, prior to Alexander the Great, we have what we call the Samaritan papyri, because they're Samaritan papyri, Samaritan legal documents. We have them, they've been published. And the bullae, that is the seals, have the Homeric myth on them. These were hidden in caves because Alexander was coming into the Holy Land, coming into Palestine. So the Samaritans ran and hid into a cave. That's a marvelous story, how they're hiding in the cave. The Romans eventually find them and build a huge fire in the front of the cave. We know that because if you're in the front of the cave, you die. If you're in the back of the cave, you live a little longer. And those in the front of the cave have a garment over their face, which means someone was alive to do that. And in the farthest reaches of the cave, we find the papyri, the medical documents, the marriage documents, the documents that show that you own the land with the seal of the Homeric myth. Yes, Greek influence was there before Alexander. So what kind of influence did he make on the land? Now this is important because you see, Alexander gave us the first world culture. He not only established cities where we go. Have you ever heard about the police? It's the Greek word police, which means city. You spell it differently, but you pronounce it the same. The man in charge of the polis, the city. So he established the cities. And now it's a world united by one language, one culture, one value system. Now you can talk about biology, theology, psychology, philosophy, all Greek words. When you go to a university today, you have Greek departments. No, they're not. Departments defined by Greek terms. Philosophia, the love of wisdom. Biologos, logos, reflection on life. Zoology, reflection on animal life. And you know all of that. Theology, cursive reflection upon theos, God. You begin to see what's happening.
If you enjoyed this clip, please feel free to check out the full version in the link located in the description panel below. Please be sure to subscribe to our channel. You can also connect with us on Facebook and Twitter. As always, help yourself to the diverse array of teachings located on this YouTube channel or on our website at glc.us.com.